Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Katrina and I am a new teacher with VIPKID. I started about 2 months ago and I have been posting around on the internet because there's been a lot of things popping up on Facebook like come join VIPKID, and a lot of people are saying a lot of misinformation, I guess, about it. So I thought I would give you a little bit of background on what I've experienced there and some information on interviews and how to get the process started, what you need, how much you'll earn, and that kind of basic stuff. The first thing is that VIPKID is an English teaching program. It's teaching English to speakers of other languages, which is TESOL. And what you do is you get on this like PowerPoint Skype call kind of combination, and you talk to a child for about 25 minutes and just kind of go through the pre-made curriculum and work with them to teach them letters and easy reading and that kind of thing. I would say it goes no more than about a 3rd or 4th grade level. It really isn't like super complicated. So you can see a lot of the things that I have for my classroom are behind me. It's a little bit of a mess right now. Usually I have this out and it says like, let's get 5 stars, because 5 stars are what each of the students want for their class. They are rewarded with stars, and there is a background program where if they get a star, they can use it to build a rocket ship. So that's something they really like. Right, every teacher that does something on VIPKID needs to have a classroom. It doesn't need to be crazy like mine is right now. It just needs to be clean and have something, something that makes it unique and interesting. Okay, so when you're interested in working for VIPKID, there are 2 main requirements. The first requirement is that you need a bachelor's degree, and the second requirement is that you have teaching experience. Now, their definition of teaching experience doesn't mean you had to be in a classroom. So while that is one type of teaching experience, I had 2 years of performance with children. I work specifically with children, and I also had been in a bunch of language courses learning TESOL. Even though I didn't go into it, I had a background in that in school, and they liked that and they accepted it. So if you're not quite sure, if you're on the borderline, write it all out on your resume when you send it in, and that's something that they will go through and decide if you have the right qualifications. On that note, if you decide that you want to apply after this video, I have a referral link below. Yes, a referral does help me, but it also can help you. It helps me track you through the process, and you feel free to leave me messages if you start the process on your own, so that I can contact them and ask how you're doing and see what's going on, and maybe if you're having difficulties I can help you. But basically, anytime you give a referral to someone, there is usually a bonus involved. It's not a lot, but it's something that would help me since I'm giving tips to you. Pay. The pay is between $7 and $9 per class. And I have tried to make this video so many times, and I keep saying per hour, and it is not. It is per class. So each class is 25 minutes, and you will get your base rate per class. That doesn't matter if it's a trial or master class or a main class or main course or whatever you want to call it. You get the same base rate. On top of that, there are bonuses. So you'll get $1 bonus per class when you start on time and finish on time, and that's to guarantee quality. So automatically, I am already up to $9 per class. So that is $18 that I'm making an hour now. Okay, so on top of that, and this is where things start to get a little funny, between about, I think, don't quote me exactly, but I think it's 32 classes to 45 classes, you will get 50 cents bonus on each class you taught. So there is a goal to teach a lot of classes because you'll get more money. If you teach over 45 classes, you will get an extra $1 per class. That really adds up. This month I am on track, I would say, to hit about 130 classes. So if you get that much, that's a huge difference in your pay just by teaching a little bit more. I only teach maximum about 18 hours a week, so it's not a whole lot of your time to get this bonus. Okay, what else should we talk about pay? There are typically monthly bonuses in the teacher lounges. There's a little program, a side program called Fresh Desk that is like forums with teachers and stuff, and they post information about monthly bonuses, email projects, and so on that you can get extra for. So there's also a short notice bonus. If you have a little check mark on a box that says that you're happy to be booked within 24 hours, then if someone books, you will get an extra $2 for that class. So that's really great because I've had classes where it's short notice and I'm getting my base rate and I've gotten my $2 bonus from teaching. So right there I'm getting $12 for a half an hour. So that's really good. Another bonus, this is why, like, don't believe what you read on Facebook. Like, this is a really lucrative job. Another bonus that you can get is if a kid signs up after going through one of your base classes. So take, for example, I'm teaching the letter A to a very young beginner. This is her first class ever. I go out of my way to make it really fun for her. I play with Mr. Camel and we draw a face and we sing the ABCs and we do everything in our power to be fun and exciting. And her parents say, yeah, this program's great. And now she signs up and now I get $5 bonus. And of course, additionally, you're getting this student possibly. Now this is another thing. They get 3-ish trial classes. So they could sign up after your class, or they could sign up after another class or another class. There's a chance that once they sign up, they'll want to try other teachers. Sometimes they come back to you and sometimes they don't. I have a couple kids that stuck with me and a couple kids that haven't, and that's just how it works out. Everybody's different and everyone teaches a little different. I have some kids that love drawing and some kids who don't, so they don't like my style, and that's fine. As I have said, that is a really lucrative. So I averaged my last month and I made about $25 an hour. So another thing that kind of helps you out with this is that if you get up and you're sitting here at 4 in the morning and you know the kid's supposed to be there at 4 and it's 4:05, 4:07, 4:10, no kid. The firemen, which are like the IT helpers, will tell you, hey, your class is canceled. And you're like, oh no, I lost out on that money, but that's not the case. On my first contract, which is the contract I'm on now, I only get 50% of a trial class. So if it's a trial class and they don't show up, I'm getting $4 instead of $8, and I get the $1 bonus for showing up. So I'm getting $5 just for wasting my time, basically. Which is pretty good considering that you didn't have to do anything and you're in your own home. So you can work on something else or get stuff together for your next class or get caught up on doing the dishes or whatever. If it's a main course or master class or whatever you want to call it, the main kids that are already signed up for the program, then you get the full amount. And that is great. So if it was short notice and they cancel, you know, you're still getting an exceptional amount of money for not doing anything. So that's really good. What else do you need to know? Okay, that was pay, and we've talked about applying. Your interview process is really important. They call you typically from Beijing. I had a call from Hong Kong, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's on a Skype call, and they ask you a couple questions, and then they pull up on their program like their basic class, okay? So the class that they give you as a mock assignment or a mock class, it only needs to be, I believe, for the interview, 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and they give you everything. And what you need to do to make sure you ace this interview is lots of TPR, which is basically, I don't want to call it like total physical response because like people don't get that. Big jazz hands basically is what you want. You want to always be using hand motions and your full body. You like practically, to me, what it's like, because I lived with someone who was partially deaf, it's like living or working with someone who's deaf. So you want a lot of motions to try to explain without words. like, and I don't speak sign language, so that makes sense. So for example, one of the really common phrases we use is I see a. So you want to be like, I see a whatever, dog or cat or necklace. You know, you want to use your hands. Another thing you need is props. For your interview, you can use just a couple. I use these cards to show big A, big B, little b, big C, little c, big D, little d, or whatever letter they ask you to do. And then these are magnetic letters. So say I'm teaching H, which is really common once you get into courses. You'll say, what letter is this? And they say H. And you say, good, what sound does H make? And ha 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 is hot. You know, so you gotta, don't worry that you're working with an adult. You just put on a performance, basically. So for your interview, that will help you exceptionally. And make sure you wear orange because they want to see that you are prepared, and orange is their uniform color. It is tropical, bright, crazy, you rock orange. So if you have it, that is a bonus. If you don't have something that is appropriate in orange, like you just have like a tank top, wear a suit jacket over it, and that's acceptable also. Let me think what else I can tell you about this program. You must schedule 7.5 hours of classes a week. That is 15 classes total. You can do them at any time as long as they're in peak times. For Eastern Standard Time, my peak times are between 5 o'clock a.m. and 9 o'clock a.m. And then on Friday, there are also evening hours starting at approximately 8 p.m. and going all the way through Saturday at 9 a.m. and then again from 8 p.m. Saturday all the way through Sunday at, I want to say 9 a.m.-ish again, and then again that evening. So peak times are, they're a lot. Like, if I filled up and opened every peak time, I'd have well over 50 classes. I want to say it'd be closer to 60. So I don't do that. I don't have the time to do that. I don't have the energy to do that. You only need to do 15. I can do 15 classes easily in peak times within 3 days. So you, at most, or at least, I suppose, at least you need 3 days a week that you can open up 15 slots. That's a requirement. You need to do this 4 weeks in advance, but don't freak out if you think, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 4 weeks, because you can always adjust it. It's as long as you do it before the Monday before, you can adjust, and you can adjust during the week or any time as long as no one has scheduled in that block. If you only have 15 classes and you want to take one away, make sure you book an additional class before you try to remove it, because the program won't let you have fewer than 15 once you start booking. Okay, what else? Okay, after your interview, I went on a little side tangent, but after your interview, you will either be approved or not. If you're not, you have to wait 3 months and then you can come back and apply again. If you are approved, you will have 2 practicums and a quiz before you can start teaching. Technically, you can get away with 1 practicum if you pass with flying colors. That is not easy. I failed my first one. I know lots of people who failed their first one and still become teachers later. The whole goal is to make sure you know what you're doing. So the practicum is with someone who's in America or Canada. They are a native speaker. It's not someone in China. So if that helps you relax, then I hope that helps. Okay, they will give you a form that says whether or not you passed. If you did not pass, then you would need to schedule another one. And once you do the second one, they'll tell you whether or not you passed. If you pass, you are a teacher. At that point, technically, you can begin booking as long as you pass your quiz. There's a little quiz. There's about 7.5 hours of training material that you should go through. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you should watch it all so that you know what's going on. A lot of really easy questions that people ask are answered in those videos. After you do that, you take the quiz. I did the quiz very quickly after I watched these videos like rapidly in 2 days or in a day, and I scored like 90%. So you should be able to pretty well. I think passing is like 75%. So you should be okay. Like, you'll be okay with the quiz. Once you do the quiz, you move on to booking. You do your 15 slots for 4 weeks out, and you start teaching. Now, the kids book on, I think for me, it's like 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So when you wake up Monday morning, you have like tons of classes. But that's for the following week, not the week you're on. So when you first start teaching, make sure you check your, like, what you've opened up often so you can see if someone's been put in or not, because you don't want to get a no-show because you didn't check your schedule. That is all I think I need to talk about with you. If you have any questions about using reward systems, which you should always use, reward kids, they're good. The way TPR works, which is like, I'm a cat, which I use a lot because my name is Teacher Cat, so meow meow every day. There's a lot of singing. There's a lot of different personality stuff you can pull from each of the kids, so it's a lot of fun. Let me know if you have any questions. I put a referral link at the bottom if you would like to sign up and try the program. You have a 6-month contract once you're hired, and so you're obligated for a while, but referral link below. It's really worth it. It's great. They pay once a month, and I've been paid on time, so there's no problem there. I will talk to you guys later, and good luck.